How to introduce a man to receiving anal pleasure. Man-ass, the sweet nectar of ambrosia that it is, invites many an ass venturer to take a taste, bite, hell, even a poke. No wonder, as a sexpert, I so often get asked how one helps a man discover the power and pleasure of his pussy. Luckily, though the prize is epic, the gauntlet to grasp that sweet booty isn't as far as you might imagine. And I have the secret skulls, the knowledge to unlock your boy's sacred temple. Step 1, prepare for failure. Look, if your guy hasn't played with his own butt before, it's likely he's not going to be into it. While there's a chance he could be surprised by the pleasure, you should be prepared for your journey to end abruptly at any point. Loving man-ass is a tough life, but the benefits are worth it. Step 2, ground level. Eat his ass. Put his pucker where your mouth is. I mean, analingus is simply the easiest and most pleasurable intro to anal you can provide for anyone. I mean, even if they're not super into the idea of insertion, it's hard to ignore the synchronous joy of a dick-sucking, ball-licking with a little tonguing of the booty hole thrown in. While this is the most fun intro for him, it's not normally how people asking for these tips want to start. While eating ass is incredibly fun, especially man ass, this can be an off-putting idea for some. Well, TBH, you just gonna have to suck that one up, chief. Unless that's what your bottom wants. Remember, access to his hole is a gift. Appreciate it properly, and you might get access to it again. Eat up. Step 3, after dinner activities. Once you've crossed that tongue to booty hole boundary, just see how far he wants to go. Depending on how he takes to it, you might start licking his hole during a morning session, then have his ankles in the sky by noon. Most likely though, it'll be a slow wrap up to penetration or pegging or whatever. As long as he's comfortable and feels safe enough with you, that sweet little man-ass of his can be yours in no time. So here's some ideas to take anal further slowly. Analingus. I know I said it before, I'm saying it again, it's very important. Make sure to push the tongue inside to familiarize him with that sensation. It also just feels really good for him and tastes really good if you haven't experienced that. Next up, you're going to try some external prostate stimulation with pressure on the taint or vibration at the base of his penis. Then, you're going to use a vibrator on the sphincter itself. Sphincter is just like that clenchy muscle that closes together. Use a circular motion, use lots of lube, have fun. If he wants you to put it in, you can, but this is really supposed to be external stimulation. Next, you're going to move on to fingers or toys inside to stimulate the prostate only. Try adding a vibrator on the butt plug to send its hole into spasms. Next, you're going to move on to toys or penises for actual intercourse or pegging. This is essentially the final step, unless you can get into fisting, which we can talk about at a later date. Supplemental information. What do you do with the dick? That depends on him. In my real life experience, it seems like a 50-50 toss-up if a guy can maintain an erection while being penetrated. But that doesn't say anything about how he'd like his dick and balls pleased or ignored during anal play. Even if a penis isn't erect, it can still receive pleasure. You'll have to talk to him. I do suggest trying to pleasure his balls if he doesn't usually keep an erection during anal play. I'm not exactly sure why, but the two are often wired together for those dudes. If he is hard during anal play though, that's pretty much an invitation to suck or stroke on that, and you know how to do that, right? Now, that being said, since women are mostly going to be using this guide, I'm going to share a common complaint from men who date women. According to several of them, they feel like women tend to have a strange sense of ownership over their body. They say women often push too hard for them to try new stuff like anal, then make them feel bad for not liking it or only so much. Make sure you check yourself in this situation. His sweet, sweet booty hole is sacred and vulnerable. You need to have the utmost respect for that sweet little booty cat. So here are 4 tips to make sure your guy feels safe, respected, and supported on the road to anal pleasure. Take it at his pace, not yours. I know the stereotype is that men like to move fast, but truthfully, we like taking it slow, just like the next. Yes, we get excited and rush things like anyone else, but when it comes to anal, let's just presume we're going to be taking it slow. If he's an eager bottom and wants to move faster, that hole of his will let you know. Trust. Respect his no, as you always should. Don't forget, everyone must consent enthusiastically. No surprise fingers and holes. I feel like I shouldn't have to say that, but you'd be surprised how often I hear this method of attack suggested in media and real life. Make sure you're caring for him emotionally. Remember, even a thug can get a little emotional when in a compromising position. Face down, ass up, and the many positions that make anal easier, while amazingly hot, might also trigger some new feelings for him. Be prepared. Lastly, don't tell anyone. Seriously, shut your fucking mouth about it unless he gives you permission. Yes, even to your closest friends who would never tell a soul. Do not betray his privacy to get it off your chest, or worse, just some idle gossip. I know that sounds harsh, but it's a hard line boundary for many, many men and many people in general. Your ability to keep it quiet, if that's what he wants, will let him know you're worthy of trust and more booty. And that's